Hey everyone, it's Nicole from collegecouponers.com. Just wanted to come to you guys really quick today with just a few tips to help make your couponing trips go more smoothly and um, just better all around. Well, let me be honest, one of the reasons I'm recording right now is because I just needed to take a break from writing a paper that I've been working on for a while, and you know how where you get in you're like in the groove and you're writing, you're just typing all these words, and then something happens and you stop, and you really should be, you know, still plucking along, but for whatever reason your brain's like, not right now. So that's where I am right now. So I thought, let me make a quick YouTube video. So anyways, I just want to mention a few things that I wish I had known when I first started couponing. It just makes things go so much smoother. And one of the biggest things is being prepared before you go. Pretty much every time I go couponing, I like to be prepared. And the reason for that is because I feel things can get out of hand if I'm not prepared. And what I mean by that is that, well, for one thing, I can buy a lot more than I planned. And I do that anyways, especially in Target. But I can also get really frustrated when I'm not prepared. I can get frustrated when I am prepared, but it seems to be a lot easier to get frustrated at things when I go into a store not fully prepared. So one of the things I do to be prepared is I make my list. Now, I go shopping on Sundays typically after church, and a lot of times Sunday morning I'm finishing up my list. Sorry, I'm looking down at my iPad right now. I'm finishing my list and stuff in the morning before I leave for church, and just kind of making sure everything's in order. And sometimes I'm doing that up until the time I leave to go shopping. But basically my list needs to contain the items I'm purchasing, and a lot of times I'll even put the size of the item, how many of that particular item I'm going to buy, my coupon, the amount for my coupon, if there's a cartwheel, if it's something at Target, if there's a rebate, if there's multiple rebates, which ones am I going to be uploading my receipt to. My list just kind of helps keep me a little bit more focused. And I make lists for every store I go to. Usually on Sundays, I'll go to CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. And I have separate lists for each one so that I'm not, in Rite Aid, I'm like, was I supposed to buy this here? Was I supposed to buy it at CVS? Just kind of helps make things go smoother. And what I do is I just type it up as a email to myself, and then I just save it in my drafts, and every week I just refresh those and make it for that new week. That way it's in my phone. I'm not going to leave a piece of paper behind at home before I go shopping, which I have done that before, and that's really frustrating to me. So number one is to make a list and make it as detailed as you need it to be. Number two is put in some time before. As I kind of mentioned, if I don't go into a store prepared, things can get kind of crazy for me. So put some time into preparing. Now, that could be 20 minutes, that could be an hour. It just depends on how detailed, how many stores you're going to, how much you're trying to accomplish in the one day. If you're just going to run to CVS to get the best deals, that preparation could just be maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you have time for, really. And for all of us, that's probably something different, and different weeks looks different for me too. As schoolwork gets more hectic, as work gets more hectic, that kind of stuff, can be flexible with it, but at least put in some time preparing. And part of that preparation for me is making sure my coupons are put together, making sure that my list is together and specific to the items I'm purchasing. And yeah, that's about it as far as preparing. Just those things are huge. And then one of the last things that I wish I had known, or had, maybe not wish I'd known, but wish I had learned, how about that, earlier in my time couponing, is that from the time you start out to, you know, however long you've done it, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to, there's going to be times where you go to the store and they're not going to have, you know, all of what you came there for. Sometimes, really, like, a store could be out of stock on everything on your list. There have been times where I've gone into CVS, especially when they have super good deals on quite a few items. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll have, you know, 5 or 6 things on my list, and I get into CVS and they don't have any of them. And I still get frustrated in those situations where I'm like, why are they all gone? Yada, yada, yada. Kind of throw a little pity party. But at this point I know, like, okay, the deals will roll back around. Yeah, I'm a little frustrated, but can move on. Can come back again next week and, you know, get similar deals next week, get similar deals next month. So it's all about, like, reframing your frustration and seeing it from a different perspective, and realizing that just because you didn't get free toothpaste this week, there may be free toothpaste next week. Or, I mean, there have been times where something's such a good deal that I actually go to another CVS. There are so many CVS's around where I live that during the week I'll run over to one next to my job. I don't do that very often because I tend to spend more money if I go to any store more than once a week. So I don't tend to do that very often, but if it's something that's like such a great, awesome deal and I think I can maybe get it at a different store, then I'll think about it. But anyways, those 3 things are, I think, things that I wish I had learned earlier in my time couponing. And that is to be prepared, to have a list, and to not give up when stores are out of stock in something, because it is a, you know, it's a temptation to be like, well, I'm never putting any work into this again, when in reality, you know, it may just be that week a lot of other people went out couponing, or you may live in an area where there are more couponers, and certain things will just be out of stock really quickly. So anyways, I hope that you guys can take all that, especially new couponers, take all that in and remember it as you're out in the stores. And for everyone who's been a couponer for a while, just be reminded, I mean, I have to remind myself, especially at the frustration part, quite frequently, to, you know, it's okay. There'll be more deals. There will be more deals. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave a comment if you guys want to see anything in particular. I'm, you know, still really new to this whole YouTube thing, just trying to figure out kind of what I want to do with this channel and these videos. Alright, well, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a good night.